There's a ghost in your friend group, someone who used to light up every room. Now they barely show up. They're not depressed. They're not unsocial. They're just gone. And here's the twist. They're often the smartest person you know. This isn't about awkward introverts hiding in their basements. This is about sharp, engaging, socially gifted people who are quietly stepping back from the world that should embrace them. They're doctors who leave medicine, executives who quit corporate life, artists who abandon galleries, teachers who stop teaching. The pattern is everywhere, but nobody talks about it. Why are our brightest minds becoming invisible? What are they seeing that the rest of us are missing? And what happens when intelligence becomes a burden instead of a gift? The answers will disturb you, because once you see what they see, you can't unsee it either. It starts with a feeling, a creeping sense that something's wrong with the picture everyone else thinks is perfect. You're sitting in a meeting where everyone nods at obvious lies. You're watching friends destroy themselves, chasing hollow victories. You're witnessing a world that rewards the worst behaviors while punishing the best. And suddenly, you realize, you're not crazy. The world is. This moment changes everything, because once you see the cracks in the facade, they become impossible to ignore. Reason number 1, they see the hollow depth of social norms. Social interaction has become a script, a performance, a dance where everyone knows the steps, but nobody remembers why they're dancing. They watch conversations that go nowhere, people talking without listening, interactions that fill time but waste life. The intelligent person doesn't hate small talk because they're superior. They hate it because they're starving. Imagine being a master chef forced to eat cardboard every day. That's what surface-level interaction feels like to a deep thinker. They crave conversations that matter, questions that challenge, exchanges that transform. But modern social norms have turned human connection into fast food, quick, easy, and ultimately unsatisfying. So they start to withdraw, not from people, but from the meaningless rituals that pass for human connection. Reason number 2, they despise herd mentality. Everyone's doing it. The most terrifying phrase in the English language to an intelligent mind. They watch people abandon their individuality for the comfort of the crowd. They see original thinkers become copy machines. They witness the death of curiosity in favor of conformity. And they realize the mob doesn't want leaders, it wants followers. Try sharing an unpopular opinion at a dinner party. Watch what happens. The room doesn't engage with your idea, it tries to correct your thinking. The message is clear: stay in line or get left behind. But the intelligent mind can't stay in line. It questions everything. It challenges assumptions. It refuses to accept because everyone else believes it as evidence. This makes them dangerous to the herd because questions are contagious, doubt spreads, independent thinking threatens group consensus. So society has developed an immune system against intelligence. It isolates the questioners, it shames the doubters, it punishes the nonconformists. The intelligent person faces a choice: betray their mind or lose their tribe. Many choose a third option. They create their own tribe, far from the madding crowd. Reason number 3, they're hyper-aware of consumerism's trap. I shop, therefore I am. The intelligent mind sees through marketing like Superman sees through walls. They understand the psychology. They recognize the manipulation. They know the game. And they're horrified by how well it works. They watch people define themselves by their purchases. They see identity reduced to brands. They witness worth measured in possessions. But here's what really disturbs them. The system works because it's designed to work. Create insecurity. Sell the solution. Deliver temporary satisfaction. Create new insecurity. Repeat forever. The intelligent person recognizes this as a form of slavery. Voluntary slavery, but slavery nonetheless. They see people trapped in cycles of earning and spending, and they ask the question nobody wants to answer: what's the point? This question makes them unemployable in many fields, because most modern jobs exist to keep the consumption machine running. So they opt out. They choose meaning over money, purpose over profit, freedom over stuff. and society calls them failures for refusing to play a game they never agreed to join. Reason number 4. They see the emptiness of digital connection. Connected, but alone. The cruel irony of our time. We have more ways to connect than ever before, and we've never been more isolated. The intelligent mind immediately recognizes the difference between connection and contact, between communication and conversation, between networking and relationship. Digital platforms promise community but deliver crowds. They offer intimacy but provide performance. They pledge authenticity but reward artificial. The intelligent person tries to engage online and feels like they're shouting into an echo chamber. Their nuanced thoughts get reduced to sound bites. Their complex ideas get simplified into memes. They watch people mistake viral content for wisdom. They see shallow engagement masquerading as deep connection. They witness the transformation of human interaction into data points. And they realize the medium isn't just the message, the medium is destroying the message. So they begin to withdraw from digital spaces, not because they hate technology, but because they value genuine connection too much to accept cheap substitutes. Reason number 5, they're introspective by nature. I need time to think. In a world addicted to action, this sounds like an excuse, but for the intelligent mind, reflection isn't optional, it's essential. They need time to process, to integrate, to understand, to connect dots that others can't even see. But modern life is designed to prevent thinking. Constant stimulation, endless distractions, perpetual motion. The intelligent person needs silence to hear their own thoughts. They need solitude to sort through complexity. They need space to develop understanding. Society treats this need like a character flaw, like laziness, like unsocial behavior. But the intelligent mind knows better. They understand that action without reflection is just motion, that doing without thinking is just busy work. So they protect their thinking time, they guard their solitude, they create space for reflection. And in a world that values constant connection, this makes them seem disconnected. Reason number 6, they feel morally misaligned. The good die young, the bad get promoted. The intelligent mind sees patterns others miss, and one of the most disturbing patterns is how modern systems reward the wrong behaviors. They watch honest people struggle while liars prosper. They see kind individuals get exploited while ruthless players get ahead. They witness virtue punished and vice rewarded. The pattern is everywhere. Politics rewards manipulation over truth. Business rewards exploitation over value creation. Media rewards sensationalism over accuracy. Education rewards conformity over creativity. The intelligent person realizes that succeeding in these systems often requires moral compromise, and they're not willing to pay that price. They'd rather fail with integrity than succeed through corruption. This moral stance cuts them off from many traditional paths to success, but it preserves something more valuable than success, their soul. Reason number 7, they're tired of dumbing themselves down. Don't confuse them with facts. The intelligent person has spent their life translating themselves, simplifying their thoughts, hiding their insights, pretending to be less than they are. They've learned that intelligence intimidates people, that complexity confuses them, that depth makes them uncomfortable. So they've developed a second language, a simpler version of themselves for public consumption. But translation is exhausting, and something always gets lost in translation. Eventually, they stop trying. They retreat into their own minds. They find a few people who can match their depth, but they give up on broader connection. It's not arrogance, it's self-preservation. The preservation of their authentic self in a world that demands artificial simplicity. When intelligent people withdraw, society loses more than just their contributions. It loses its conscience. These are the people who ask uncomfortable questions, who challenge corrupt systems, who refuse to accept "that's just how things are" as an answer. They're the canaries in the coal mine of civilization, and they're dying. Not literally, but spiritually, intellectually, emotionally. They're becoming invisible, silent, irrelevant. And the world becomes a little bit dumber, a little bit crueler, a little bit less aware of its own problems. This isn't a story about unsocial geniuses. It's a story about intelligent people who tried to engage with the world and found it lacking. They didn't reject society because they thought they were better than it. They rejected it because